Hello everybody, Curious Corduroy here, and over the weekend at Arc Revo we got two announcements for DNF Duel. Street Fighter V gets its final update, and it looks like Virtua Fighter and Tekken are collaborating on some interesting DLC. Before we get into the news, if you could hit that like button and subscribe, that would really help out the channel a lot. So at the Arc Revo finals over this weekend, we got the release date for DNF Duel, which is slated to release worldwide on June 28th of this year for PS4, PS5, and PC. The trailer also showcased the Ghostblade character, which we did get a brief peek of a few months ago, and at the end of the trailer, we got another quick look at the female mechanic character, rounding out the current roster to 12 characters. Ghostblade kind of reminds me a bit of the Hitman and Berserker characters. It's probably just because of the big colorful sword slashes, but either way, the roster is shaping up to be awesome, with my favorite character to use being Striker. I played as much of the beta as I could back in December. I didn't get to play as every character because I was so enamored with Striker and her playstyle. She's probably the most mobile character in the roster so far. And speaking of mobility, one of the biggest criticisms of this game so far has been its lack of mobility. However, it genuinely seems like your special moves are intended to give you more movement in fight, rather than just dashing forwards and backwards or in the air. The game also takes heavy inspiration from Dungeon Fighter Online, and that community has emphasized how important special moves are to your mobility. The online rollback netcode for this game was absolutely superb as well, barring the occasional disconnect issue. Online matches were so smooth that it felt like I was playing offline, and because the game is new, everyone was still figuring out the game together, which added to the overall hype and enjoyment in my opinion. I genuinely cannot wait for this game to release. So far we don't have any pricing information, however, being free to play could potentially be a possibility for this game. In our next story, Street Fighter V will be receiving an update being called the Definitive Update. It will include a host of major gameplay balances, new tracksuit colors, Cap Jam remixes for the newer DLC characters, and two visual filters, one being a gorgeous cel-shaded filter, and the other being a horrendous looking pixel filter. It just ends up looking like someone smudged a CRT TV with grease and then decided to sneeze all over it. Unfortunately, the filters will not be usable online, most likely due to console hardware limitations on the PS4's behalf. The up will hit at the end of this month on March 29th. In our last bit of news, Virtua Fighter and Tekken are coming together for an interesting collaboration. Virtua Fighter 5 Ultimate Showdown released last year, and according to Sega, the game performed rather well in terms of downloads and overall engagement, and it looks like they want to capitalize on that momentum by teaming up with Bandai Namco to bring Tekken character skins, stages, and music to VF5. Unfortunately, actual Tekken characters won't be playable in this DLC, however, the characters of Akira and Lau will be getting Kazuya and Heihachi skins respectively. They also went a bit further and added the Tekken 7 UI to the DLC for a bit of extra flair. More details will be revealed at a later date though. It's unfortunate that actual Tekken characters aren't crossing over into the Virtua Fighter world. However, maybe this opens a door to a future collaboration where we do get VF characters in a Tekken game and vice versa. Or perhaps we could get an official Virtua Fighter cross Tekken game somewhere down the line. Let's do it, you know, we never got Tekken cross Street Fighter, so maybe Virtua Fighter can step in Street Fighter's place. I'd love to hear your thoughts on these news stories, so be sure to drop a comment down below, and do not forget to subscribe for more gaming news if you enjoyed what you heard. I'm Curious Corduroy, and remember, be excellent to one another.